Good afternoon, futures traders. Hope everybody's doing well on this Friday afternoon. Wanted to give you an update as to where we stand with Praedox Trader's assistant and our update to our session brain and what we're going to call Pulsekeeper. So this is really more about Pulsekeeper, and I'll walk you through some of the session brain stuff as well that are added to the strategy. So Praedox Pulsekeeper is really going to be a real-time market heartbeat. So just like you go into a doctor's office and you get hooked up to an EKG machine and you start to see a pulse, right? This is what this Pulsekeeper is going to do. Its job is going to be to read the pressure, momentum, and the energy shifts inside a current trend, and then take them, translate them into a more simple, actionable signal, not a trade signal, but an action signal that will help a trader understand where a move is strengthening, weakening, or on the verge of reversing. And really, this is to help you stay in a trade
Praedox EMA breakout short.
longer than you have been, right? So you're probably getting stopped out early. You're hitting a break even, right? This is what Pulsekeeper is going to help you do. It doesn't predict the future. Really, it's just reporting the state of the market's internal pulse so that you can react faster and have more clarity. So here's what it measures. It's continuously tracking momentum, the loss of momentum, any fading pressure, uh, if a trend is recovering and returning to strength, if it's shifting zones that precede a reversal, and then looks for exhaustion and when reversals start to fail. It really can be looked at down here with these three lines, right? And so here's what these three lines mean. You really don't need to know how to read them because we summarize the result
Praedox reversal
and the
short.
action you should be taking here, but these are what the three lines do. So the top line, which is an impulse strength line, or basically the green line here is called the um, the pulse line. Sorry, pulse line. So what this does, this right here, this golden line, is it shows you how strong or weak the current directional push is. Okay. So when it's rising, pressure is building, right? So you can see here at the open this morning, we had a push from here, and you can see the pressure was starting to build before the open. We were starting to rise. We get a continuation trade at the open, and bam, the pressure built. And it stayed that way for a while. It came back a little bit, but it kept building and building and building. And so as you continue to watch, you can see prices continuing to go. All right, we continue. Now we see right around the 1040 mark, this dips and it starts to cross over the zero line, and you can see it's being overwritten by the other two lines, but you can see that it's dips and it's continuing to dip, and pressure is mounting to the downside, and it continues to push down, down, down. And then you could start to see it starts to strengthen itself again. We go up a little bit. We build some pressure here. It drops down. And then we kind of get into this flatline state, right? During the middle of the afternoon, we're kind of ranging here. We go down a little bit. We come back up a little bit. Then you could see around the 1 o'clock period, we start to move up a little bit and stay on the long side of it. So it's really to give you an idea on how strong this impulse move is. So you can see we were pretty much above zero for most of the day today. The blue line right here, okay, that's the more like the momentum of the pulse. It continues to rise and fall, as you can see here. Okay. But that middle line really is where you detect for early reversals or trend revival moments. When it dips sharply, momentum's dying. When it curls back up, pressure returns, right? So you could see it dips up and down a lot during the day, right? You're not going to make any trading decisions off of this, but you're going to see where you might get some quick potential reversals. Okay. So you could see here, we popped here and then we dropped down here. And then you could see we started to come down and then that turns into a gray flat line. All right. And then you have this line that is green and red and gray. That's the keeper line. That's the line you look at. That's the line you look for. This is the line that's going to keep you in a trade. Okay. So when you see this line, well, let's say we get this trend cycle wave. We had this trend cycle wave earlier at 1233-ish. Okay. Our first thing we're going to look at is this Pulsekeeper text that will say something to the fact that protect the short, enter the short, keep the short. It's flat, it's fading, right? It's going to tell you that is now a good time for you to take a short. And this line is red. So when this line is red, and this is telling you that shorts are okay, and then you go look at the session brain and say, okay, what does the flow look like, right? And what is our signal mode telling us, right? And at this time, it probably did say sell only. So if you get a sell signal, you have confluence. Okay. So the Pulsekeeper is telling you that it's okay if you get a short signal here to take it. And once you're in it, stay in it as long as you can. Now, again, you still trail your stops, but this, as long as this line is red, it's telling you to try to stay in it. Try to stay in it. Maybe you get out here when it starts to go flat, but then it continues and said, okay, stay in it as long as you can. All right. Well, of course, we got this here. We're trailing our stops. We're not going to stay in trades unnecessarily long, but this is giving you a good indication as to how long to stay in the trade. So again, we're taking this trade, right? We're entering it here and we're writing it down. This is continuous to say red. Again, you're trailing as you go. Of course, you're trailing this, you're trailing the next high, the high and high, and so on. Again, you're going to get taken out probably right here, right? Again, because you're trending, you're trailing the high in this case. You're going to take it out here. If you want, you could leave another position on. You will eventually have gotten taken out break even if you did that, but that's what it's meant to do. So then we get this EMA aggressive breakout here. We look at the keeper. The keeper says green. This is, again, probably going to tell you. So let's take a look at current price right now. Okay. We got an EMA breakout here, right here. Okay. At the time, this says protect short. Okay. So we're in this trade and we're still in the trade. Right? It's protecting the shorts. This is red. You're getting in here. Again, I'm not saying you don't trail your stops, because if you're like me, I like to get a quick profit, break even, plus 20 ticks. But this is telling you just another indication that the pulse is saying that short's okay. However, if you are in a short trade and you are going to take one, protect it, because momentum is fading. Momentum is fading. Okay. And it gives you a probability score here, a strength score, a percentage. So it's saying the probability. So then you could see it switched on us now. Price changed and moved the other way. It's saying, hey, we're now detecting to hold on to your short because we're getting a strong pulse down. And you can see you're starting to get this dipping down where the gold is now well below the zero line, below here. This blue line is flickering down. And the interpretation of these three lines is this: hold short. So if you're in this short trade and you're not trailing, or you're trailing, higher than the previous, and maybe you trail at the pivot. Let's say you got in here, but you're trailing here, right? to the recent pivot, you're still in the trade because this is telling you hold strong. Now it says protect it because prices started to move. So maybe I'm moving down here. Right. Again, I'm going to take this. I'm just showing you how to use it. Right. You're gonna trail the way you're gonna trail. This is for aggressive. Like I said, I like to not trade this way. I will trail my stop, get my profit, and get out. But for your swing traders, this is ideal. Again, this gives you another indication, though, that it turns red. You're getting the signal. Take it. It's a good trade. This coupled with the short bias here and the signal mode saying if you get a Praedox assistant sell it only at a range high. So in this case, the range high is at the VWAP. Okay. But I'm just giving you an idea on how this pulse. Now we're getting into a sideways action. And notice this line switches to gray. When it's gray, you're flatlining. Pulse is flatlining. So your heart rate is flatlining. So the market's there. Okay. So
Praedox EMA breakout long.
now we're getting an EMA breakout to the upside. This is saying don't trade. Your pulse is flat right now. This is telling us we have good follow through with price. And if you're going to take a buy, take it at the range low, fade it. Okay. So basically, it's saying a buy is fine. Now, we're not going to take a buy. Why? We have a prior day high in the VWAP right here. Don't forget, aggressive trades don't look for support or resistance. They're aggressive for that reason. I crossed over my EMA. I'm going to take it. Okay. That's what the aggressive trades do. You do not have to do that as a trader because you're looking at resistance here and here. Okay? This is telling you don't take any trades because you're flatlined.
Praedox reversal long.
Okay. So then we get a reversal to the upside. Again, buy only. This is still saying your pulse. Now it's switched. It's saying shorts are getting favored here because this, look at this. Line drops. Price is dropping. Your pulse line is now red. All right. So it's starting to follow. So again, be selective. Flow is mixed. Pulsekeeper is telling you to hold short. We get a long signal right into the support. We're not taking that. Pulse told us not to. It said you're in a range. Now it's saying if you get a short trade, it's strong. You're getting strong push. Okay, we're at the end of the day, so we're going to get some. Well, actually, we're not. It's 2:28, so we have some time. Okay, so that's what that does. So Pulsekeeper is going to give you some clarity on when to push, when to pause, and when to protect. Right? So you want to avoid entering right at momentum dies. All right, we're in that area right here. We're flatlined again. We're not in a good spot. We're in a rangy spot. Helps you stay confident when a trend is healthy. So when you're seeing these long lines, the long keeper line, like we did earlier, this long keeper line here, this long keeper line here. Okay, you could be confident as you're trailing. It's like this is a good strong trend. We're going to stay in it as long as we can. Ranging markets are never fun. Big wicks are never fun. You could see visually when pressure is returning, excuse me, and understand the rhythm of price movement in real time. So you could see that here. Now, I like it when it's nice and calm like this. I don't like it when you're here. So this is giving you a very good indication that you're in a choppy, sideways kind of price. Again, you don't have to worry about interpreting these. This is what the interpretation of those lines mean. So it takes the inputs from all three of these lines and it gives you the pulse. And it's saying right now, pulse, no trade, our pulse is sideways, and you can see it by the gray line. Okay, so that is going to be our new Pulsekeeper that we added to this remember, you get the 3 momentum and pressure lines. We get this message that interprets those lines for you. You get early warning on reversals via this blue line here, and early confirmation of a trend recovery. All right, we give you some other warnings. Okay. So hopefully this is going to help you understand long term later on how Pulsekeeper is going to work. We're still testing it. This is something we've been working on for a while. We did combine our session brain with trade day and the multi-time frame, so we don't have to worry about having so much on the chart. You can even put these in separate windows and create your own workspace, so you can have just the chart with Trader's Assistant on it. Put this session brain and the Pulsekeeper on its own window. There's so many different ways you can do that. So as always, feel free to stop by our Discord, join us there. There's explanations there. We have a lot of good traders there that are using this. We had a really good day today with some of our traders. I'll share that with you so you can get a good idea.
Praedox reversal short.
You can see here some quick wins here. Somebody sim trading today. This was a sim practicing here. Again, we had one trader killed it today. Total of across all his accounts. Okay. So you'll also be able to get information about Praedox here as well in our Discord. It explains to you what it is, what Trader's Assistant is, what Pulsekeeper is, Session Brain, the TCW heat map. So everything you get as a lifetime member. Okay. Now, at some point, we will probably package these components separately, and they won't be all part of the Trader's package. So right now, you get them all. So if you subscribe right now, you'll get Pulsekeeper, you'll get Session Brain, you'll get Trader's Assistant. Okay. In the future, Pulsekeeper, Session Brain, those will be add-ons that you can choose to purchase or not. So for now, they're included there. Hop on in. We still have a Cyber Monday sale, $200 off the lifetime subscription. We'll get you this and all updates in the future. Hopefully this helps you get a sneak peek as to what Pulsekeeper is going to do for you. And hopefully it will aid our traders to be more successful. Have a great weekend, and we will
Praedox
see you
EMA
Monday.
breakout long.